Hi everybody, welcome back to my channel. I'm Caitlin from Create with Kate if you're new here. So today I'm going to be showing you guys a step-by-step instruction on how to do calligraphy for beginners. I am new to hand lettering styles and calligraphy especially, I'm still learning. So I thought I would show you guys the basics to calligraphy that I've learned so far. These are how to do faux calligraphy, that's what I started off doing, as well as using a brush pen. I started using a Tombow Fudenosuke recently and I'm still learning and practicing, but that comes along with being new to bullet journaling. So I thought I would show you guys how I do calligraphy as a beginner. So I'm going to be showing you slowly at the beginning each letter of the alphabet, and then we're going to work our way up to doing some different words, as well as this quote page at the end. I'm going to show you guys how I did that slowly as well, just kind of incorporating everything I'm going to be talking about in the video. So if you're interested, keep on watching. Just to start the tone off right, I'm going to tell you a little bit about the materials that I'm using and how I plan to show you guys the best tips and tricks that I know as a calligraphy beginner. For this video, I'm going to be showing you how I like my letter to look. That's always going to be the first column. The second column here that you're going to be seeing is where to apply the thick stroke on your letter. And it's always going to be a downstroke. No matter what letter you're doing, anywhere from A to Z, it's always going to be on that downstroke. The third letter I'm going to be showing you is how to do a faux calligraphy. And when I was a beginner to calligraphy, this is something I did all the time, especially just when practicing my letters to make sure that I had the shape of the letter correct. That's really the fundamentals of hand lettering, is just having a proper shape and then adding and building on different types of techniques. I'm also going to be showing you how to do a different calligraphy style. You'll see that from the letter C onward, I'm going to be doing like this hatching. And then as well, I'm going to be showing you how to use it with a brush pen. So that's really the fundamentals, the process that I'm going to be showing you with. And I'm going to go more in depth on the letter B so you guys know exactly what I'm talking about. For the letter B, I'm just drawing out my sample. This is how I want all of my letters to look. When lettering, one thing you want to make sure is that your letters are uniform. That little bubble part of the B you want to make sure is about the same size as the little loop of the top part of the B. When you're doing calligraphy, we're focusing on those downstrokes. So I'm showing you where that would be on the letter and coming in with that faux calligraphy look, just writing the letter out normally and then coming back in and adding in those downstrokes. As a beginner, I found that was really helpful for me. It made me focus on going slow and it made me focus on the form of what the letter actually looked like. Without it, I wouldn't be able to add in the calligraphy look with a brush pen now. One thing that I also find really helpful when you're practicing your calligraphy is to make sure that the pen isn't angled right directly at the page, but it's more on and off, like it's on the edge a little bit. You're going to be able to not ruin your pen. That's really important because you want to have your pens last as long as they can. So for the letter B here, I'm showing you where to put pressure on your pen. Again, those are always going to be those down strokes. Sometimes I have to come back in at the top of the letters where they don't always connect with one another. But I'm showing you here, the first down stroke is going to be at the stick of the B. I end up lifting up my pen after that thick downstroke, so I know to stop and to give my pen a break from the pressure and make it a little bit lighter on that upstroke. It'll help you become more conscious of when to put pressure on your pen. On to the letter C. So we're speeding things up a little bit more here because you guys know the basics of what I'm going to show you, what my letter wants to look like, where those downstrokes are going to go. The one thing that I do want to comment on here is to show you this example. This is something that I did in my lettering video. If you guys haven't seen that, I'll link it down below. But basically what it is adding a different type of calligraphy style. Once you become comfortable using a brush pen, figuring out the shape of the letter that you want to do, you're able to experiment a little bit more, and that's something that I've done here with the letter C, and I'm going to be showing you that for every single letter that I do from now on. It's just having this hatching as its downstroke instead of a thick black line. That's something you can always incorporate into your bullet journal. If you are new to calligraphy or new to bullet journaling, it's fun to experiment a little bit, and I encourage you guys all to do that. I went through the letter D pretty quickly. The only thing I would comment on here is you're going to want to make sure that the base part of the D is about the same thickness or height as the upper part of the D where that loop is. That is something you want to always make sure as your letters are uniform. That is a tip I have for you guys when you are new to lettering. The letter E is very similar to the letter C, except instead of starting at the outside, you're gonna start with that little line that creates the E. All the other tips though are the same for the letter C that I have for E. The letter F, I don't know what it is, but I always struggled writing this one out, and I wrote the letter F out so many times just to get a shape that I liked. And it takes a while for certain letters for you to get a shape or a look that you like, so don't give up if it looks a little funny the first few times that you try. Basically, my tip for this one is, again, uniformity is key. It makes things just look a little bit better. As you can tell in my last F, that one is probably my favorite one because the top part and the bottom part are same. On to the letter G. This is the last one I'm going to show you guys really slow and kind of explain. The rounded part of the letter G is very similar to the A, the C, the D, and the E. Just making sure that you're putting the thickness on the downstroke is really key for the calligraphy here, especially if you are a beginner to hand lettering, a beginner to calligraphy. That would be one of my tips. I'm flipping over the page now, and I'm just going to show you H to Z all in fast motion. I'm not really going to be saying much because the fundamentals of calligraphy is really the same. Once you have the basics down, making sure the letters are uniform, that downstroke is always going to be thicker than the upstrokes, they'll be the thin ones, and kind of incorporating a style that you guys like, whether it is having those hashings instead of having a thick black stroke, things that you can incorporate to make your lettering unique. So I'm going to show you how I do H to Z. You guys are more than welcome to stop the video, to slow it down, to rewind. I honestly suggest writing them out, practicing. Having this up as a reference has always helped me when learning how to do calligraphy. I am going to insert now my shout out. Thank you, Scribbles with Staff. You are fabulous. Thank you for subscribing to the channel, for liking my videos. I am happy that you enjoyed the last video that I put up. And if you guys wanted to be shouted out, make sure that you comment down below that you are a new subscriber here, something that you liked about my video, or something that you want to see next. Those are the 3 things you gotta do, and you could get shouted out on next Tuesday's video. I thought I would show you what my hand lettering practice looked like. You can see that I underlined the ones that I really liked in red, and that was the goal that I wanted my letters to look like in the end. So this is something I also would recommend if you guys are practicing your letters. Circle the ones that you like or underline the ones that you like so you can focus on trying to get that style again. I want to show you guys some words and how I connect letters together. When I am connecting them, I focus on one single letter at a time. You can see I lift my pen up between each letter. This makes sure that I get the shape and the style of the letter that I like, and all I do is connect the letters with a skinny line in between. These are some of the words that I've used to practice out. If you guys do want to use these letters, go for it. I recommend. They're so much fun to just try out different styles with as well, with little flourishes in the B for rainbow or the TH for the or they. When you have a letter above or below like the H or the Y, you want to make sure that the loops or the length that they go above or below the line is the same. Same thing with the in-between spaces. You'll see that the little flourishes I make are all the same sizes. That is something, again, with uniformity, you guys maybe want to watch out for when you're connecting your letters. Now comes the good part. I'm going to be creating this quote page. My final tip to you guys is pencil is your friend. Test things out, erase them, try a different style of lettering or calligraphy. Anything to help get you practice, pencil can be great. I basically just roughed out the lettering for the quote I have here. Science is like magic, but real. My theme for September is science, so I thought this would be a cute quote for the month. I'm coming in and showing you the technique of faux calligraphy in this one on the words science and real, but I also did my real calligraphy on the word magic. Both of these pens are Tombow Fudenosuke hard tips. One of them is in black and one of them is in blue, and I do end up coming back in with a Crayola marker as well, just for another highlight of color. If you guys do have any other questions or want me to create more videos like this on how I do different lettering styles, I have one already created, but I could for sure go into more depth on how I create more of a bouncy lettering style for calligraphy. If that's something you guys are interested, comment that down below. Well, that's it. I hope you guys enjoyed today's video. If you did, make sure to hit the like button and subscribe down below. It really does help the channel grow. If you guys have any tips for me to improve my calligraphy, I would love to hear from you guys, as I am a beginner to learning different styles of hand lettering, calligraphy especially. If you do have any video suggestions, make sure to comment that down below as well. I'd love to make videos you guys would like to see. All right, I'll see you next time, guys. Bye.